Discover 4 unique highlights across my vintage comic collection. First, explore the thrilling new graphic novels I read right here today. Second, join me uncovering rare vintage finds and hidden gems during massive weekend comic book hauls. Finally, browse through countless organized comic boxes and admire colorful issues displayed beautifully on classic spinner racks. Subscribe today and share your favorite classic comic book memories in the comments below.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Lady Papa here. And today I think I got a good video for you. I got the complete run of Ripley's Believe It or Not. Actually, both, because it came out in 1953 with 4 issues from 1953 to 1954 by Harvey Comics. And then it came out again in 1965, published by Dell Comics. And today we're going to just look at the covers. I was able to snag a lot. Somebody was selling the entire 94 issue run, and I was able to pick it up for a deal. And when I was going through it just to really count to see that all of them was there, I looked at some of the covers and they were really nice. I haven't got a really good look, so I said, "Oh, that'll be nice to share with the community and for the few that watches the channel." Thought that's something you might like to see. So we're going to go through, look at some great covers, and just talk about it, and just have a good time with that. So first, we're going to start off, like I said. Um, it started with Harvey Comics in 1953, September 1953 to March 1954, and it only had 4 issues. I have 3 of the 4. I need one more, and then the original run will be complete. So this is number 1. Hold it up like that. And this is cool right here. You see the guy, and he's walking through fire, and all of the people are looking at him. And what does it say? Hold on, I can never find the camera. Incredible, the man who walks barefooted in hot coals. And I mean, just look at that color. I love the colors that they use on these covers. It's just so bright and vibrant. Even um, in horror books, it's not all dark. It's still a lot of color that's used. This one, oh, look at this guy. He looks like a pincushion. Oh, it says that too. The human pincushion walks miles in the blazing sun with 50 spears embedded in his flesh. And this is Ripley's Believe It or Not, number 2 by Harvey Comics. And if you've seen my What Am I Reading Now, I talked about the Dell Comics, and it's just an anthology of just some collected stories. And it says that they're true stories, and some of them are very believable. Some of them you're like, okay, they're not so far-fetched though that you can't believe it. But I haven't read the originals yet, the Harvey ones yet. I'm gonna go back and read it. It's just these 3. And this one says, "The woman who smoked through her cheeks, the the Paulin girls." That's just a hole in her cheek, and she uses it to smoke cigarette. Probably a sideshow girl working at the carnival or the circus, something like that. But these are the 3 from the original 1953. Like I said, it's 4 issues. I only have the 3. So that's the first one. So now we're going to get into the 94 issue run. Give me 1 second. Let me move these out of the way, and then I'll start going through those. And we're going to just look at the covers and just really enjoy them together. True ghost stories. Let's see if I can get it. Weird, eerie, authentic, the mummy's hand, the flaming scar, the message from beyond. It almost make you want to think it's Frankenstein a little bit when you just look at it kind of quick. And again, this is published through Gold Key. And I started reading them. David bought me some Ripley's, believe it or not, and I had some. I had bought out a lot a couple years ago. Oh, look at that face. And you can see the nuns. I think those are nuns. Skeletons that would not die. Lady in white double image. Okay, they look like nuns to me. But oh, you can see that. It says it's a skull, but that looked like a straight up face to me. Not a skull. But man, look at that. The detail that they put in there. But what I was saying, David bought me some books, Ripley's, believe it or not, some years ago. And I didn't read. I was like, oh, I didn't want to read that. And then I started reading them. I took them to work and started reading them. And I was like, oh, this is some good stories. What's going on down here in the bottom? What's that, a graveyard? Yeah. You got the crypt. Oh, it's pointing the wrong way. You got the crypt right here. Demons and monsters, strange. That looked like the shrunken head. If you heard of the story of the village in South America where they got the shrunken heads, that's what this looks like. They're not real. I don't know the order because some of them have the number on the back, some of them don't. So there are 94 in here, but I'm not sure if they're in numerical order. Now this says the last cannot pronounce the name right now. The balloon buster, hand-in-hand combat, Kamasaki. Is that it? I can't think of it right now. But we can see the Russian airplane crashing into the battleship here. And I'm guessing that's an American battleship. True war story. So this is going to get us some war stories. Hand-to-hand combat on the high seas. Ah, look at this one. A voice beyond the grave shrieks for vengeance. True ghost stories, believe it or not. It looked like you can kind of see a face in her dress. If you look at the skirt of the dress right there, you can kind of see a face in there. Oh, look at this one. Some more war stories. The Red Knight of Germany, the incredible sea hunt of sub E11, and the last battalion. That should be some good ones. Here we go. True demons and monsters, strange, shocking. The werewolves of Polynegi. I don't know. That werewolf has a man face. That's what werewolves are. Men that become werewolves or wolves. Got that man face. These are a pack of dogs attacking. Phantom hounds terrorize the dead master's greedy heirs. Somebody bought a lot of these from my comic shop. Ghostly hands pound out the terrifying drumbeat that only the unseen body can stop. You got these terrifying. They look like they're in a box of some type. Oh, they're coming up out of, maybe going into the attic or something. You can see the bats and the spider. Look at that spider web. This is when detail mattered. Let me get these out of the way. It just doesn't feel like details matter much anymore. Get these out of the way and then we'll start back up. Okay. Uh-oh, vultures. Ravens of doom, demons of the glass cage. Oh, yeah, glass cage, vampires of the skulls, and the shadowmen. I guess he didn't do right. So the vultures are attacking. Gotta watch out for those vultures. We all have them in our lives, ready to come in, always circling their prey. Look at that skull. I like skull covers. And I thought about, because if you've been watching, you know I have the series, What's on the Comic Rack. And when I was going through this, there's a lot of skull covers. And I was thinking that might be nice. Pull out some skull covers and put it on the comic rack. The Witching Hour has a lot of skulls, and so does House of Mysteries. Got a lot of skull covers. So that might be a fun one to do. Oh God, the tree is taking him over. Look at that. The Strangler Oak and other stories. Huh. That'd be a good one to know what's going on. And these books are they're actually in pretty decent condition. When you get the uh, Gold Key, Gold Key Dell Harvey, it's kind of hard to find them in decent condition. I know like this one got a lot of spine ticks, but you usually find them in way worse condition. And again, if you've been watching my channel a lot, you know I usually buy books in this condition because I read it. And I go out of town a lot. I'm in my work vehicle a lot. And while I'm waiting, I'll sit and read. And so I like books in this condition because if it's torn up, it won't hurt my feelings too bad. If it's stolen, my feelings will be hurt. But nobody I work with read comic books, so every time they seem like, you read comics, and I'm like, yeah, I do. But they don't bother it because they're not into it, so that's good. So what do we have here? True Demons and Monsters, the Demon of Beachy Head, Foxes of Doom, Monsters of Kroglin, and the Horror of... This one looks like a fun one. I think it's a Christmas story. Look at a skeleton dressed up in as Santa Claus. Curse of the Shroud, the Headless Conquistador, Hearn the Hunter, and armies of the doomed. His hand's burning. So I've read quite a few. Oh, quite a few. I read about 10. Like I said, I had some before and I read those. And, just reading through them, I'm like, wow, these are actually some pretty good stories. And I wanted some more. And they can get a little pricey at times. But sometimes you'll find them in the $2 bin. But somebody on eBay was selling the whole lot of 94. And it wasn't a bad price. And it was like, buy it now or make an offer. So I made an offer and they accepted my offer. And I was shocked because I was like, wow, I would really like to have calculated the price, and it came out to be about $3 a book, which is good because if you're seeing like the prices on some of them, they got like $16, $14, and I don't think I would be willing to pay that much per book of this series, knowing that I want to take them to work. Now, not saying that I wouldn't pay that much for a book, but a book like this that I know I'm going to want to take to work and read, I'm not willing to pay that much. The max I'm willing to pay for a book that I'm going to take to work is maybe $5 because I know it's going to work. It's going to go in my lunch pail, and it's it could possibly get damaged. So why would you take a $20 plus book, knowing that the possibility of it getting damaged is great? So that's my thought pattern behind it. Sea hags, the lurking monster, the devil-eyed cat, and the demon wizard. Now this looks like a photo cover. It is a photo cover. So you see the guy and then the chains in the background. But again, I've read quite a few of these. The stories are very good, and the ones that I've read, I'll let you know which ones I've read. But I'm excited to get reading again. The Living Dead, The Psychic Detective, Curse of the Blind Idol, and The Boy with the Fiery Eyes. Let me get these out of the way. But have you read hold on. Have you read the Ripley's Believe It or Not series? They are pretty good. Um, if you haven't read them and you like the anthologies, ghost stories, stuff like that, you like that type of book. I do. I like stories too, so I like reading a comic with a full-on story that's continuous. Um, but I also like these. Okay, what do we got going on here? My Lady Death, The Living Phantom, Ghost Drums of Rathmai, and Voyage to Doom. And they all look like they're not modern stories. They're all like in the 1400s, 1500s, 1800s, stuff like that. You have a few of them that's kind of modern. And when I say modern, I mean like in the 1900s. You have a few like that, but most of them, when you're reading, they're set back in like, I don't want to say the dark ages, but just kind of back. Oh, this is a nice one. Look at that skull, that skeleton. What's going on there? That's a woman's head in his hand? Oh, wow, huh? Let me turn it. Maybe y'all can tell what it is. It looks like a picture frame. The skeleton is looking through the picture. Oh, okay, I'm seeing. The person cut the face out of the picture frame and there's a skeleton behind it. The skeleton who was queen, so it's the queen's skeleton. The doomed patrol, the soul devours, the fiendish specter. Oh boy, look at that. The dancing strangler, phantom in the mirror, the last battle, the laughing skull. Look at all that detail in those pretty colors. Oh wow, look at this guy. True demons and monsters. Look like a gargoyle a little bit on top of that cemetery thing there. Tombstone. Well, I couldn't think of the word tombstone. Hold on. Give me 1 minute. Get myself organized. I keep hitting its keyboard. Now, that's better. Oh, wow. Whoa. She has no teeth. Dude has no teeth either. Right there. These people down here are getting married. The wedding of the demons, Mothman, Dracula of Monteros, and the horns of Lucifer. Huh. Something's weird gonna be going on there. That looks like Moscow. These buildings right here look like the buildings in Moscow. Gotta read and then see what's going on there. She's a witch. I'm sure of it. Look at that chin and that nose. Seagulls, a lighthouse. I love lighthouses. Me and David got married at a lighthouse because I love lighthouses so much. Oh, look at that. The court gesture, the devil's mirror, and we got a skull. And other weird, eerie, authentic stories. Oh, This elephant is not happy. Even in death, demonic elephants trumpet rage at their tormentors. Because those people were evil to those elephants. They're not demonic. Those people were evil, and when those elephants died, they said, I'm gonna fix you too, can play that game. The Phantom Lady. And we got the skeleton on the buoy there. The watery grave, a ghostly cry as death tolls the bell. You hear a lot of ghost stories from seamen. People on the sea tell you all kinds of stories. I like to hear some. I've never met like a person that's always at sea. I mean, my brother was in the Navy and stuff like that. That doesn't count. I'm talking about people that lived out there doing different types of work, and you always hear those weird stories. Rap thrice for the devil. Rap 3 times for the devil. Oh, she's done for. Do you really think she's going to outrun that train? She's not Superman. The Doomsday Express. The Weeping Ghost, Phantom Hands of Dothmore, and the Wood Chopper. Another skeleton. Curse of the Black Monk. The Restless Spirit. Witch Dolls of Locheen and the White Bull. You think he's going to actually do something about it? He's just looking. He's like, oh, I think I'm going to stay out of that one. And we can see the price change. You saw it change a while back. It's now 15 cents. We started with 10 and went to 12. We skipped through 12 pretty quick. Now we're on 15 cents. And this one says it's book number 34. Huh. Look at in her dress, this face. I guess they're having a seance. Yeah, unholy summons and other eerie, weird, authentic stories. So they're summoning somebody's spirit. We all know that's not the right thing to do. It's a locket. He left the tomb to claim what he could not possess in life. I guess he wanted to possess this woman, and she didn't want him in life, or he couldn't have her in life. So he will have her in death. Ain't that the way? If I can't have you, no one can. I read this story. It was a pretty good story. I talked about it in my what am I reading now? That's a really good story. This couple, this lady and her husband are on a honeymoon. This guy is dead, and his ghost came to her and told her what to gamble and how, because he lost a lot of money and he wanted to make it up and make it right to somebody else. It's a really good story. This is a nice. I like the framing on that. You see the ring. The ring is like a border. That's pretty cool. Let's see. The ruby ring, green eyes, face at the window, and the stone angels. I read this one. I can't remember what this story was about, but I remember reading it because I remember this cover. I remember reading it, but I can't remember the various stories that are in there. Let's see. And all of these are gold key. Whitman redid some of them because Whitman republished a lot of books. But all of these are gold key. Are gold key. Now we have another price change. We're at 20 cents now. Oh, look at this guy. You got the voodoo witch doctor. You got the ghost. You got this lady fainting all over the place. The tormented girl speaks with the voice of the dead man. Let's get these books out of the way. Make room for the next set. Mm-mm. Give me a second. And I know many of you know it. Whitman does a lot of reprints, and you'll find some Whitman reprints out there. And that's usually a good alternative if something is expensive, just to get the reprints. If it's something you really want, because I know with EC they made reprints, and I get the EC reprints just because it's cheaper. I read this story. She was a vision of loveliness with murder in her ghostly eyes. This was a pretty good story. Look at this one. The mamba uncoils, ready to strike, and a dead woman relives this moment. Yeah, I guess this is the dead woman here on the organ, and she relives watching a snake bite someone, maybe her son, or, well, she looks kind of old, maybe her son. I was going to say, or her husband, but she looked kind of old, but she could have lived like a long time. I read this story. This one is a good one. This lady lost her ring, and they thought the servant stole it, and the husband accused the servant, had her fired, and the clock began to talk and speak out. Come to find out, when they went to destroy the clock, the woman found her ring and remembered she was winding the clock, and the ring fell off. So they went to apologize to the servant, and she had committed suicide. The servant did. Okay, what do we got here? Grave robbers. The dead won't rest in peace. What do they want? His brother's gravekeeper. So we got some coffins. People are coming out of them. And this guy, I don't know. I'm willing to bet he's a grave robber. But we got to read it and see. So we'll read that, see what's going on. Read this one. This is actually a pretty funny story. I read this one. I'll meet you, same place, same time, same place. That's a good story. It's pretty funny. It'll make you laugh out loud. Let's see. He called forth a ghost with a $40,000 secret, but would it talk? Gotta see. It says that this one is number 47. And I read this one. It's a nice story. Behind that door lay the secret of roses and the smell of death. Number 48. So, like I said, I have about 10 of them. And I'm going to replace them. I'm going to look and compare, see which one is better. I would like to have the better ones, even though I like them. I ain't gonna say I like them to be beat to death. I'm okay with them that way because I know I'm going to take them to work. But I'll replace the ones that I have and keep the better copy. What's going on here? Oh, Linda. Tom and Linda. I guess Tom and Linda owns this. I actually read this story. The watchman sees strange things in the middle of the night and other weird, eerie, authentic stories. The night watchman, he's a retired police officer working in a warehouse, and he sees this Indian and this other guy fighting. He figures out it's a ghost, and he doesn't want to tell because he's old and he's retired and he thinks that the owner is going to fire him, tell him he's off his rocker. But he finally, was like, hey, watch and see what happens. And he watched to see what happens, goes to the library and figured out what happened. And come to find out that warehouse was built on a battlefield. And these two people died. So they made a memorial. They didn't tear the building down, but they did make a memorial in like a little park or whatever. And it stopped it because the people just wanted to be recognized. They wanted you to know, hey, something went on here. I think he's getting pushed. Make me laugh. I'm not gonna butcher that name. Commanded the jester clown his life away. I guess he wasn't funny enough. He got thrown into the lion's den. All she wanted was a little food and shelter. See what happens when you're not hospitable? When you don't care about people? When you treat them any kind of way? They come back and they haunt you. Ooh, and that's a nice skull picture. We got the skull. We got the people coming out of the eyes. An urgent confession from a soul in torment. What's going on here? Turn back, warned the specter of the woman he loved. So this is going to be a love story. Let's get these out of the way so I have room to show you the rest. I hope you're enjoying. I hope you're enjoying these books, and I hope it's just looking at the covers will make you curious enough to want to read them because they're actually pretty good stories. Got some more skulls. They fill the ancient house with sounds of tormented laughter. Okay, hold on. These two books are stuck together. A thief is plagued by his dying victim's curse. I know a lot of people would love to be able to put a curse on someone. This was a $2 special. Number 57. Let's see. The ghostly hammer struck. The pulsating echo throbbed with death. We're up to 25 cents, so we got another price change. Oh, that's a nice one. Tormented lady here. We see the guys. They look like they're coming out of the tomb, but they look like statues sitting on the tomb. Imagine if you went to a graveyard and you saw a tomb that looked like that, where you got like people sitting on the top like stone, reaching out to you, like asking for help. The stone of death arose and walked the silent night. That would be weird. Let's see what's going on here. What pretty things can I scavenge from the dead tonight? The ghost of Maj Fig. Oh, look at this one. Oh, she looked ghastly. A woman suffers for her husband's crime. The victim's victim. What do we have here? Oh, the horse skulls, skeletons. Make way, a blazing evil light, the midnight sky. Was he on a yeah, he is on a motorcycle. This guy is on a motorcycle. And these are some horses, skeleton horses. That's going to be a good story. Can't wait to read that. And what do we got here? Let's see. The pharaoh's afterlife is at stake. So we see the pharaoh head, we got a bat, we got a guy with a shovel, and we got this. That looks like a beetle, but I'm not sure. It looks like a beetle. I'm not sure what that is, but we're going to find out when we read this story. Find out what's going on. Look at this dazzling. The demon horse carries its rider to a strange destiny. Hmm. Do you like ghost stories and thrillers? You know, I'm more into the horror and that type of thing. Um, I do read superhero comics. I do read the superhero comics, and I like them, the superhero comics, for its stories because I like continuous stories. When you get to the horrors and thrillers, I guess Ripley's Believe It or Not will be a thriller, I'm guessing, maybe horror. It's usually an anthology. It's like standalone stories. Um, and I like those, but I get into the horror, even the romance, a little easier than the superhero. I read all of the Man Thing and the Swamp Thing. They're not superheroes. I don't really want to say that they're a horror either. But I did like those stories. I like that it was one continuous story, or it was stories, it was continuous. And it did kind of pick up. They weren't all standalone. I do like that. But I'm trying to read now Manhunter. I'm not really caring for it. I'm still reading it though, because I already started. Um, but I think I'm gonna end up dropping that one. I'm not really feeling it. Look at this skull. We got Skull looking like he headbutting somebody. He made a vow before dying and kept it. Uh, that's cool. That looked like a Confederate soldier, I think. It looks like a soldier in a uniform. Let's put it that way. We're not going to try to date it and be all wrong about it. Look at this guy. The hands that haunt. So yeah, I think my for me, I enjoy reading the thrillers, the suspense, the horrors. I like reading that type of book. It just grips me a little different, but I do read them all. And now we're at the 30 cent and we're starting to see barcodes coming into play. So now we're getting close to the 80s, probably what, 79ish. We're getting closer to the end. What do we have here? Oh, bombs away. This is the night for the Phantom Force. So we got a force of soldiers here. I wish they had did more Ghost War stories. I bet you that would be real interesting. Now this looks like a photo cover. The skeleton looks like a photo cover with all of this. Look into my eyes, you are bewitched. Ah, that's a nice one. Look at this. Deceit was his first mate on the doomed ship. Oh, what tangle web we weave when we practice to deceive. What's going on this one? Look all that in the background. Looks like fire. This woman look like she up to the. Is that a woman? They look like they up to no good. So is this guy. He looks like he's jumping. We got to see. Pay up. The devil is waiting. Oh, that's a goose. The ghostly swan returns as an omen of death in the swan song. Oh, wow. Okay. That's going to be a little bit different. Let's get these books out of the way so we can continue. Hoping you like these. Again, I know I usually show things a little bit different than a lot of the other comic channels. Because I'm not too big on the superheroes. I do have a lot of superhero books, and I have read quite a few. Like I said, I read who is it? Green Arrow, and I actually really like that Green Arrow Longbow Hunter. I read that. That's the main, I guess, superhero, if you want to say, that I've read. But mainly the books that I've read out of all of the ones have been the horror ones. And I have more horror than I do anything else. And we're changing prices again. We're at 50 cents now, and we can see the font, the typesetting changed, the font has changed. And now we got 48 great pages. The barge crept along its ghostly path toward the tragic spot. So we got to find out what the tragic spot is. So I guess they added more pages as they were getting closer to the end, because this is book 79, and we got some more pages. Now 48 pages. So we're going to get more goodness to read. Hey, this is a reprint because we already saw this one. So maybe we're going to end up getting some different, some retelling of the story, or they're just going to republish some of the stories. That's one thing. Yeah, because see, this book is the same. We've seen this cover already, and we're at number 81. So I'm guessing as we go further down the road, no, we didn't see this one. The Spectre That Drowned Again. That's a nice one. Look at her. It would have been cooler if her whole face was under the water, though. It's not. I don't think. It might be. Can't really tell. But yeah, some of these, yeah, because this one we've seen this cover. So I'm wondering now, are all of the stories going to be remade? I mean, reprinted, or just like one or two? But we got to read it to see. But that sucks. They could at least put on a different cover, even if they use the same stories. Put a different picture on the outside, just to give you something else to look at and make you think that you don't have the same book all over again. Now this one is different. The ghostly hand writes its message. Oh, this one went back. Well, it says 85, but then I'm seeing 35 cents. And this one, oh, this one was 35 cents too. So that's what I was telling you. I have to verify which numbers these are, because we're back at 35 cents. But it doesn't say 48 pages now. So we'll see. I'm not too worried about it. I don't care like all that. Ah, okay. She was born again to live a lifetime in 1 year. Now that gotta suck. Imagine living your whole lifetime in 1 year. And especially if you're older, and especially if you didn't have the greatest of lifetimes. This one is another cover that we've seen before. The Servant of the Dark Master, the Werewolf of Polynesia. Yeah, that would suck. Oh, this is a nice one. I'm liking that. I'm gonna have to put this up on a spinner rack, and we're at 40 cents now. And we say we're at number 88. Look at us, the skeleton riding on a horse, and the guy's drowning. You think that skeleton's gonna reach out and help? The grinning specter beckons the victim to his watery death. I don't think that skeleton's gonna help that guy out of that water. This looks like that president. What's his name? Roosevelt. Oh, Houdini versus the creator of Sherlock Holmes. That might be a true story. 40 Cent. Can't see her face. She pursued the living in frantic silence, then fled back to her spectral world. She causing the death of these men? Maybe. We'll see. We're at number 90. Let's see. This says it's number 91, and we've seen this one again. Well, we've seen this one earlier, the hand beating on the drum and the people coming up, it looked like into the attic. So we've seen that one, but we did not see this one. This one looks good. What it says, an artist witnessed a ghostly scene that took place 1,000 years before. Those look like Viking ships. I know I'm saying all these things like I just know, right? I only said that because I watched the movie, the TV show Viking, and of course we've seen this one. And this one says it's number 93. So we have one more. And this is the last one, number 94. The final note of the ghostly trumpet is the sound of death. Ooh, the sound of death. And that is it. That is my complete Ripley's Believe It or Not comic lot. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, we looked at the Ripley's Believe It or Not from Harvey Comics. It's 4 issues, but I showed you 3 because I only have 3. I have been looking on eBay for the other one and I've seen it. So I just need that last one and then that'll be complete. And then we saw the Gold Key 94 issues ranging from 1965 to 1980. Again, I hope that you enjoyed reviewing those covers with me. I thought some of them were actually really good. And again, I've read some of the stories and the stories are good, so it makes me want to read more. And I will. And I'll let y'all know how it is. So as always, I'm grateful that you took the time out and watched the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think of it. Have you read the Ripley's Believe It or Not? Has looking at these covers made you want to read it? Let me know. Again, as always, thank you for watching. See you again soon. Bye.